Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our MISAT Bulletin, and we shall start with our headlines. Dutch PM seeks to de-escalate tensions with Turkey. Nigerian police say 2 teenage police suicide bombers shot dead. And moving on to our details, starting with the Dutch-Turkish political crisis. After an unprecedented diplomatic fight between the Netherlands and Turkey, Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte said on Sunday he would seek to control the damage caused by the weekend incidents when he prevented 2 Turkish ministers from campaigning in the Netherlands. As several German municipalities cancelled rallies that Turkish cabinet ministers had planned to address, this prompted Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan on Saturday to accuse the Dutch of being Nazi remnants. Meanwhile, police in Rotterdam said they arrested 12 people as a demonstration outside the Turkish consulate in the city devolved into rioting on Saturday night. Meanwhile, in Georgia, at least 21 people, including 11 police officers, have been injured during a night of rioting. The unrest in Georgia's second-largest city, Batumi, started late Saturday. Media reported that about 1,000 people gathered around the Black Sea coast city's main police station, overturned or set afire about 10 cars and threw stones. Moreover, officers quelled the riot at about 6 a.m. Sunday, while the Interior Ministry said about 40 people were detained. It's worth mentioning that the confrontation started after police ticketed a motorist for a traffic violation, sparking an argument that attracted people nearby, according to media reports. On another side, ousted South Korean President Park Geun-hye expressed defiance toward the corruption allegations against her as she vacated the presidential palace and returned to her home on Sunday. In her first public comments since the court's ruling, Park said, "Although it will take time, I believe the truth will certainly come out." Park also expressed gratitude to her supporters and apologized for failing to fulfill my duty as president. From another aspect, the Constitutional Court formally removed her from office on Friday, upholding an impeachment motion filed by lawmakers in December that followed weeks of massive protests by millions of people calling for her ouster. And moving on to Africa, 2 teenage female suicide bombers have been shot dead by troops as they tried to sneak into the northeastern city of Maiduguri. Nigeria's Borno State Police spokesman said that 2 were wearing explosive vests under their clothes when they were shot dead on Saturday night. Police added that the vests were later detonated safely by its forces and no one else was harmed. Also on Saturday, Army spokesman said 211 civilians had been rescued during an operation in Morey and Majam villages that killed a key Boko Haram operative. On to Addis Ababa, a landslide swept through a massive garbage dump on the outskirts of Ethiopia's capital, killing at least 15 people and leaving several dozen missing as officials vowed to relocate those who called the landfill home. Addis Ababa mayor said 15 bodies had been recovered since the landslide on Saturday night at the Kushi garbage landfill buried several makeshift homes and concrete buildings. The landfill has been a dumping ground for the capital's garbage for more than 50 years. About 150 people were there when the landslide occurred, according to residents. Moreover, the mayor said 37 people had been rescued and were receiving medical treatment. In Johannesburg, Madagascar's government says the death toll from Cyclone Inau has risen to at least 50, with 20 people missing. The island nation's disaster management agency on Sunday said the cyclone that made landfall in the northeast on Tuesday also has driven 110,000 people from their homes, leaving at least 183 people were injured. From another perspective, Inau brought heavy rains and winds in excess of 140 miles per hour, the equivalent of a Category 4 hurricane. However, officials said the full extent of the damage is not yet known because of telecommunications breakdowns, making it hard to contact rural communities. And finally, weather news. A powerful storm with high winds and up to a foot of snow is expected in the northeast. Forecasters at the National Weather Service said on Saturday there is a blizzard watch for coastal regions, including New York City and Boston for Monday night into Tuesday. There also is a winter storm watch for a larger area that includes much of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and New England. This severe weather comes in just a week after the region saw temperatures climb into the 60s in what looked like a sign of balmy spring, while the chilly weather and snow some areas got on Friday was just a teaser. And before ending our news, let's take another look at the most important headlines for today. Dutch PM seeks to de-escalate tensions with Turkey. Nigerian police say 2 teenage police suicide bombers shot dead. And we reached the end of our News Bulletin for today. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow in a new bulletin.